So India's opening game in the FIH Women's World Cup has come to an end against Great Britain. It's 1-1, but if you had a look at the match, it would be a case of missed opportunity for the India women's hockey team. 7 penalty corners, and they only capitalized on one. England started off with the scoring in the first quarter. India equalized thanks to a super penalty from Vandana Kataria. But 7 penalty corners missed. So it's deja vu for the India women's hockey team at the start of the FIH Women's World Cup in Amstelveen. Remember, in 2018, India and England were in the same group. The opening game ended 1-1. 4 years later, it still ended 1-1. So India off to a decentish start because they come into the FIH Women's World Cup slightly high on confidence. They had ended the FIH Pro League third, and on top of that, they have improved their world ranking as well. So number 6 currently in the world, but now an improved performance in the FIH Pro League gave them confidence. Heading into this tournament, you have to understand that India are without Rani Rampal because she had not passed a fitness test. Under Savita Punia, India have really started well. 1-1 is the final scoreline, but 7 penalty corners missed. That is what will haunt India. The first quarter saw England pushing for the offensive. India also matched them on intensity. And on top of that, chances were created by India, but nothing happened. England got the opening, and it felt as if India would have to play catch up. In the second quarter, though, a rare opportunity presented themselves to the Indian women's hockey team. A foul was committed. England were down to 10 players, and it was at that time that Vandana Kataria actually capitalized on the penalty and she opened the scoring. 1-1. Lot of chances were created, but at the same time, India will be guilty of missing too many chances. Towards the fag end, in the fourth quarter, there was a chance that India could actually take the lead, but Sharmila missed a very straightforward chance. Unfortunately, that is the story that has started for the India women's hockey team. It's a tournament where they would want to be really doing well because in the history of the FIH Women's World Cup, there are only 2 teams that have really done well, and that is the Netherlands and Australia, along with Belgium and Germany. India, on the other hand, their best finish in the FIH Women's World Cup has been a 4th place finish, and that was in 1974. In this tournament, thanks to an improved performance in the FIH Pro League, there is a chance that probably India can go away with a medal, at least this time. But that looks pretty difficult now because considering in the knockout stages, you may have to face Australia, you may have to face the Netherlands, who are dominating the FIH Women's World Cup. This match was built up as a grudge match for the India women's hockey team because it was England during the Tokyo 2020 Olympics where they could have gone away with bronze. But last minute they conceded a goal and they had England won 4-3. The tears that flowed, the chance of history being created was lost. One has to understand why India was so emotional losing out the bronze because India had dumped Australia out in the quarterfinals of Tokyo. So there was a realistic chance that India could have walked away with a medal, but Great Britain denied that. Even here, India did create chances, but 7 penalty corners. That's the story of the day when it comes to the Women's World Cup. So India are placed in a pretty easy group. India, England, China and New Zealand. Their next game is now on the 7th against China, a team that should not be taken lightly considering the fact that China started their campaign too with a 1-1 draw. You would argue that in the FIH Pro League, Great Britain finished 7th, India 3rd. Why was there such a big discrepancy? Well, Great Britain were not fielding their strongest team at that time. So that is why they were all preparing for the Women's World Cup, and that is why you see a strong women's team came up for Great Britain. India, on the other hand, were dealing with some issues. Their talisman, Rani Rampal, was ruled out, but Savita Punia stepped up brilliantly. Vandana Kataria, as always, brilliant. So 1-1 India versus Great Britain in the FIH Women's World Cup opener for India has ended. Seventh will be a very vital encounter for them, and one hopes that India can at least get their campaign off to a greater start as compared to the game against Great Britain. Thank you so much for watching this live, folks. We'll be back with all the latest updates from the world of sports. Press the like, comment, and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you.
Whereas, oh,